Hello and welcome back to Xplane 11. You join me back where we left off last time, down in Shoreham, so Echo Golf Kilo Alpha, which is down here. And today I am going to try something a little bit different. We're going to be trying to fly IFR up to Echo Golf Lima Charlie, which is the London City Airport. Now, I've only ever flown IFR once in this game, and I sort of understand it, sort of don't. So if I make any big mistakes or anything like that, if someone could let me know, that would be fantastic. Now, on the sort of test flight that I did, as soon as I got off of away from the takeoff, away from the airfield, it said to continue on own navigation. So for this flight, I've put together a little bit of a plan. It's probably nowhere near realistic, but hey-ho, doesn't really matter. I'm going to be taking off here, and then if it tells me to continue under my own navigation, I'm going to fly over to May, this VOR here, and then I'm going to go up towards Big, which is that VOR there. And then from Big, we are going to head directly up to London City Airport. Now, like I mentioned, this isn't a real flight. There's probably strict airways and where you can and can't fly, especially over London. So, you know, it's just going to be a bit of fun sort of thing. We need to get this filed with the air traffic control so that they can sort of guide us where we need to go, where they want us to go. So first things first, we need to get our engine started. So let's get some mixture. Let's get the battery and the fuel pump on, and then we'll get the engine started. There we are. We'll wait for the engine to spin up. Awesome. Now let's get the fuel pump off, the alternator on. And then we'll get our beacon lights, our taxi lights, and nav, pitot, and turn on the avionics. So first things first, I want to program the flight plan. I believe we've still got an old flight plan in here. I don't know where that was. So let's delete that flight plan. And then we are going to go into here. Go down to the next one. No, that's not right. Next entry. So we want this to be mid. Or sorry, May it was. Mid. May, there we go, which is Mayfield. Accept that. We are then going to enter Big. Perfect. In the UK, yes. And then we are going to enter Echo Golf. Where are you? Echo Golf Lima Charlie, which is London City. London City, there we go. Accept that. Sorted. So that is all good. Let's make sure this is on yes, and that should change, which is fine. Right, now I need to bring up the air traffic control menu, and then we're going to file my flight plan, which is from Shoreham, and we are going to Echo Golf Lima Charlie. I want my altitude to be around 2,000 feet, and then I'm not sure how this works. It's the optional route. I'm not sure if it makes a difference, but I'm just going to put May and then space and then Big, which are the two VORs that I want to use on the way. I'm going to file that plan, and then the air traffic control should read it out after I request clearance.
November 172 Sierra Papa. Cleared IFR to Echo Golf Lima Charlie as filed. Maintain 2000. Squawk 4700.
Okay, so we've been cleared as we filed it, so I'm assuming it's worked, so we can go via May and Big to get there. Now, the whole squawk thing I'm not sure about. I just need to read back this transmission, actually.
Cleared IFR to Echo, Golf, Lima, Charlie, as filed. Maintain 2000, Squawk 4700, November 172, Sierra, Papa.
Okay, so yeah, I keep forgetting to read back transmissions. That's something that I've got to do, got to start getting used to. And I'm not sure what they mean by squawk, or how to set it up in this aircraft. I'm pretty sure it's like an identification system. So I don't know, I think it's got something to do with down here. So if I go 4700 and then ident, turn it on, I'm not quite sure. I think that might work, but yeah, we'll just roll with it. If anybody knows and you'd like to put it in the comments, that would be very much appreciated. Okay, so the engine's warmed up, we're ready to go. Let's request taxi.
November 172 Sierra, Papa, runway 2, taxi via November.
Okay, and then what we'll get, quite handily, I believe, should get anyway, is a big yellow line on the ground. Can I do it? No, it's not. Okay, so we need to taxi... let's read that back, sorry. I keep forgetting to do it.
Runway 2, taxi via November.
Runway
November
2.
172,
So we're coming
Sierra,
down
Papa.
here, and then we need to taxi via November, which I cannot see. I'm going to assume is this taxiway here. Let's begin rolling and just see if they shout at us. I'm sure it'll be fine though. Check our clearances. All good. Oh, there's my yellow line. Yes, so the game quite handily puts the yellow line on, but it doesn't quite put it exactly where you need it. And I've noticed at some points the route can be a bit strange. But like I said, this game is in beta, so they have bugs to work out. I'm going to turn onto this taxiway. Awesome. Probably should have done a controls check before I left, but hey ho, whatever. They all seem to be working. I'll do one just for completeness sake on the runway. So it's literally just a case of following this yellow line and listening to the air traffic controller's commands, basically. Now, we were told to maintain 2,000 feet. So I want to get my vertical speed on... Oh, hello. No, I didn't want to zoom in there. I want to get that set to plus 700 feet per minute. And I'll manually monitor the altitude and just tell it to flatten out when we get to 2,000. Quite a long taxiway this, out towards the runway. Now sadly we're not going to be taking off on the grass runway, that's fine. Get a bit of brakes going, just for the turn. Now I have noticed this game does simulate popped tyres. I was taxiing probably a bit quickly last time I came through here. And yeah, I managed to burst one of the tyres, which was interesting. I'm going to leave this on auto-tune recommended frequencies. And before I actually line up on the runway, I need to get my V-localizers, whatever they are, set. So I'm actually just going to stop myself here. I know I'm not supposed to be, but it's fine. So let's find out what the frequencies are. So May is 11790. No, I don't want com. I need to change that back. Yeah. Look, where are you? Push. I need 117. Not what it is. 90. And then we'll set that to the first one. And then the second one we need big, which is 11510. Cool, so that is now ready to go. Awesome. Let's roll out onto the runway. Okay, there's nothing there. Well, there won't be. Air traffic controllers aren't trying to kill me, I'm sure. Bit of a sharp turn onto the runway. Perfect. Assume here, or is this the bit that I can't take off on? Might have to roll up to the actual start of the runway itself. When I get to the right point, they should, yeah, the air traffic controller should get in touch with me again. Either that or I've screwed it up and I'm going to have to turn back round. I don't think I have. Okay, let's stop here. Oh, is it because I'm not on the right frequency? I think it is. No, I am. But the 1.5, yeah. I am on the right frequency. So, air traffic controller, hello?
November 172 Sierra. Papa.
Is it because I didn't hit that point right at the end?
Altimeter 29992.
I will be right back when I get taxi clearance.
Echo, Golf, Kilo, Alpha, altimeter 2992.
Okay, so after doing some testing, it appears that we might have a problem with this airport and IFR. So basically, I'm not going to be able to request takeoff clearance. I just need to take off, and then it will sort of realise that I've skipped a step, and then it will tell me to contact the sort of main air traffic control. So we have our landing light on. We will get our strobe on now. Let's get 10 degrees of flap, ready for takeoff. Pop the yoke back in place, and then begin our takeoff roll. I'm just going to roll up slowly until we get to sort of the start of the runway, if you like, because I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to start a takeoff or landing roll like from here. So we're just going to push ourselves up. Don't have to worry about takeoff clearance, as I previously mentioned. Okay, and then we're going to start our takeoff. So 55 is the rotate speed in this. It's 50, it's 55, rotate. And up we come, nice and easy. I'm just going to stay on this heading. Just until I'm given more instructions from the controller. Here's to hoping this worked. It worked in my last flight that I did, in a little test flight.
November
There we go.
172 Sierra. Papa. Contact center on 135.95.
Let's read back.
Contact center on 135.95. November 172 Sierra. Papa.
Okay, let's check in with the controller on the new frequency.
Center November 172 Sierra. Papa.
November 172 Sierra. Papa. Echo. Golf. Kilo. Alpha. Altimeter 2992.
Read back that transmission.
Echo, Golf, Kilo, Alpha, altimeter 2992. November 172 Sierra. Papa.
Okay, what heading do you want me to fly, buddy? Or are you...
November 03 X-ray. Papa. Climb and maintain flight level 270.
Right, that's not for me, so I'm just going to assume that I can fly sort of as I filed, if you like. Just sort of what she told me in the first place, the first controller. Just get myself up to roughly 2,000. I mean, there's 1.5. So we can start leveling ourselves out now.
November 03 X-ray. Papa. Climb and maintain flight level 270.
Again, not for me. I'm going to let the autopilot take over the climb.
November 03 X-ray. Papa.
And I'm also going to let it take over the navigation as well. We are set to the VLOC 1, which is as it should be. Now, I haven't been given any more instructions. We're approaching 2,000 feet, so I'm going to slow the vertical speed.
X-ray. Papa. Papa. Climb and maintain flight level 270.
Up to flight level 270, November.
And we're going to hold the vertical speed
Papa.
there. Not sure why the air traffic controller keeps sending the same message to the aircraft, but whatever. And then let's throttle back a little bit. I believe we can decrease the mixture a little bit as well. Oh, not that far.
November 03 X-ray. Papa. Climb and maintain flight level 270.
We might have a little bit of a bug with the AI constantly telling this plane to climb to flight level.
November 172
Oh.
Sierra. Papa.
Me.
Fly heading 040.
040, roger that, read back.
Heading 040, November. 172 Sierra, Papa.
Let's go for a heading. 040. Oh,
03
shit, I'm going the wrong way.
Papa.
No!
Maintain
Go this way.
level 270.
Or am I? Wait, what?
Up
What am I
to
doing?
level 270, November. 03 X-ray, Papa.
040 is this direction. I got myself all flustered then. Right, 040. Sorry, air traffic controller. I do apologise. I was not expecting you to tell me where to go.
November 03 X-ray. Papa. Climb and maintain flight level
We're just off of
270.
040. There we are.
Up to flight level 270.
Perfect. So 2,000 feet. We are flying at heading 040 like the controller told us to. I think we might be on this heading for a little while because if we look up at the map, it's sort of... Actually, it might be flying us direct to it. I'm not sure. We'll find out. We'll see what's going on. I'm going to fly for a little bit and bring you guys back whenever I get a new message from the air traffic controller. Okay, so the air traffic controller hasn't given me any more instructions now, and we are sort of coming up level to May. So what I'm going to do is tell my flight plan to move on to the next leg. Because if I do cancel the IFR, then
November
I would like to go directly to Big and then into London City. So I need to work out if I press there and then go to Big, enter, was it? No, menu, sorry, and then activate leg, enter, right. And then I can change over the VLOCs. So yeah, if I do need to cancel the IFR, I'm on my next leg. It makes a lot more sense to go direct to Big now rather than go over to May and then back over. But yeah, like I said, I'm just going to fly on this course and wait until the air traffic controller tells me to do otherwise.
November 172 Sierra. Papa. Fly heading 010. Vectors for the visual. Runway 27. Descend and maintain 2000.
Okay, there we go. So we need to fly heading 010.
For the visual, runway 27 down to 2000, November.
Like so.
172 Sierra, Papa.
And then it told us to descend to 2000, which I pretty much am. I'm a little bit high, so only by like, what, 10 feet? What are the denominations on that? Oh no, 20 feet. So we'll just bring ourselves down very slightly. We made our turn now to 010. And there we are, perfectly on 2,000 feet. So let's have a look at the map. So yeah, it does look like it is going to bring us in directly. We are going to cross Big anyway, just because of the direction that we're going. So that's pretty good. I will stay on this heading. It looks like they're going to vector me all the way in, so just give me headings all the way there, which I'm pretty pleased about. Yeah, I'll bring you guys back when I get my next instruction. I forgot my lights again. Such an idiot. Alright, taxi, landing. After this video, I promise myself, and I've got this in video now, I will write my own checklists and I will follow them. I promise. I'm sorry. I'm going to do some beauty shots of these towns and things going by, so that hopefully you guys can have a nice little look.
November 172 Sierra Papa. Fly heading 090. Descend and maintain 2000.
Okay, so that's for us again. We need to fly heading 090. Let's get that punched in. Like so. It's directly east. Make sure we are on that point. There we go. Perfect. And then it also told us to descend and maintain 2000, which we already are. So I'm just going to leave the altitude where it is. Now it has taken us past the big VOR, so I need to update this. I'm going to go to menu and activate leg. And you can see we're now 9.6 or 9.7. We're actually getting further away from the airport. Thanks, air traffic controller. I'm sure there's a reason for it. Yeah, so he's going to bring us out this way towards the coast and then take us up and then fly us in, I'm going to assume. I can't remember what runway they said. I think it was 27. So we should be landing in from the west. Sorry, from the east, heading west. Oh, not for us. That's fine. Yeah, that's the path I'm going to assume we'll take. So we should turn around here at some point. Maybe in line with the kink in the River Thames just here. But we'll find out, and I will bring you guys back then. Okay, so just as I guessed it, right around the kink in the river. Read that back.
November 172 Sierra Papa.
Wants us to turn directly north. Just let the plane handle that. I love the fact that I worked out how to program the autopilot. So much easier.
03 X-ray Papa. Climb and maintain flight level 270.
Okay, so this is turning on to what will be our base leg. It's going to be a really long base leg, and then we'll turn into the airfield with plenty of room to get ourselves set up. So you can see it was a fairly straight course. It obviously flew us down here to this point. I'm not sure if that is a standard point that they'd route people through. But yeah, it's been a pretty pleasant flight, to be honest. We've got this bug still with this November Oscar 3 X-ray Papa is being told to climb, but yeah, I think that is just the area control center having a bit of a slight bug. But yeah, I'm going to assume what orientation is the runway in. So yeah, when we get around about this black line, we will be told to turn directly west and then head in to approach the runway. It shouldn't be too long. And of course, I will bring you guys back when it happens. Just one thing to note, this is supposed to be London City that I'm landing at, and obviously this is the River Thames. London really hasn't been modelled that well, I'll be honest. I should be seeing fields, oh well, not fields, but loads and loads of skyscrapers everywhere. I mean, I can see a few little power lines in the distance. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see them on the video. And I mean, there's a little bit of industry, but there's, compared to the real London, there's nothing here. So I'm hoping that when this game gets fully released and we get some proper modders on the game building scenery, hopefully some work is done to the big cities. Because I'll be honest, this is a little bit pathetic. But it is in beta. It's to be expected. I'm quite happy that the frame rate is still quite high. We are literally just crossing the River Thames now. But yeah, with...
172 Sierra Papa. Fly heading 300.
Okay, so we've been asked to fly heading 300. Let's read that back.
Heading 300, November 172 Sierra Papa.
And continue to turn to 300. So yeah, it looks like we're actually going to fly in over the river here. Can I see the airport with my supervision? Oh, is that it there? see when the turn finishes, we should be directly to it. Okay, no, it is on the north side of the bank. Where are you, airport? I cannot see you. There is a train down here moving, which is quite nice. What is the aircraft doing? Dude, get yourself sorted. Where is the airport? Ugh. No, that's not the airport. No idea. I can't see it. I will keep an eye out. Try and spot it. Oh, hang on. Is that you? Is that just some random green lights? I think it was just some random green lights. I'm going to keep an eye out and I'll bring you guys back either when I get a new instruction or when I can actually finally see the airport. I found it. Right, there's the airport. There is a plane on the runway right now. If I can get... It's so sensitive when you're zoomed in. There we are. Or maybe if I use the hat. That's a bit better. Okay. Yeah, there is a plane on the runway right now. It looks like... Is he taken off? Or he might have just landed. Yeah, no, he's going way too slow to be taken off. So yeah, that's where we're going to be landing. So I'm assuming we're going to get a vector to turn in very shortly. But obviously he needs to clear the... Oh.
172 Sierra Papa. Y heading 270. Report the field in sight.
Roger that. So 270, which is due west.
November 01 X-ray Papa. Y heading 280. Vectors for the visual. Runway 27 left. Descend and maintain 5,000.
Okay, do you want to wait for me to read back first?
70. We'll call the field. November 172 Sierra
Papa. Okay, and I have the field.
280. Vectors for the visual. Runway 27 left. Down to 5,000. November 01 X-ray Papa.
I guess I should have waited for their read back as well. I'm going to report the field in sight as I can see it.
Center. November 172 Sierra Papa.
November 172 Sierra Papa. Contact tower on 118.07.
Okay, so we're being swapped over to the tower.
118.07. November 172 Sierra Papa.
Check in with the controller on the tower. Tell them where we are and who we are.
Tower. November 172 Sierra Papa.
Right, the runway has now been vacated, so we're good to land. Oh, it looks like he might have actually been taxiing for his takeoff roll. Right, let's get the aircraft started set up. Even though the tower controller hasn't got back to us, I'm going to start reducing my airspeed. I'm still on the autopilot at this moment because we were told to fly heading... Oh. Nope, not for me.
Papa. Fly heading 270. Runway 27. Cleared for takeoff.
Okay, so this guy's been cleared for takeoff.
270. Runway 27. Cleared for takeoff. November
So we're going to be landing directly after he takes off, I'm assuming. So I actually really need to drop back on the airspeed. Because I'm at quite a high altitude here. I want to start decreasing my altitude now. Bring the airspeed right down. Or I do not want to stall. I'm actually going to come off of the autopilot and start to descend. I probably shouldn't, but I am really high. Although actually maybe not, the PAPI lights are showing me as being low.
November 172 Sierra Papa. Runway 27. Clear to land.
There we go, right, so we got a landing clearance.
Runway 27. Cleared to land. November 172 Sierra Papa.
Right, so let's get the aircraft set up for landing. We want our landing lights on. We want 10 degrees of flap right now. I need to look where I'm going, of course. And we are now way too high, as I imagined I would be.
November 03 X-ray Papa. Contact center on 135.95.
Contact center on 135.905, November 03 X-ray, Papa.
If my airspeed starts to run away from me, I've got the 20 degrees of flaps that I can use. I don't like using full flaps in this. I probably should for landings, but for me it just doesn't feel right. I don't know. Still too high. Airspeed is getting a little bit out of control, so I'm going to use 20 degrees of flaps. There we go, we're back on the glide slope. Now I don't want to blow out through the bottom of it, but we have still got quite a way to go to the airfield. Now I think London City in real life actually has one of the steepest approach paths due to all the buildings in its area. I might be wrong, I might be misinformed, but I remember hearing it somewhere. Right, we're too low. Bring ourselves up. I mean, if this airport is actually modelling the real approach path, which I believe it is, I believe it does, then I'd be inclined to say that's true, because I wouldn't normally come in at this steep of an angle, I'm pretty sure. I've got a good airspeed, I'm good on the lights. It is quite a short runway, but it should be nothing for this plane. Perfectly fine. Okay, let's go throttle to idle. I'm going to start rounding off now. Pulling back. Get rid of that vertical speed. And we're down. Probably a little bit hard, to be honest. I think I have quite a painful spine after that. But, you know. Right, now I think we've got to roll out to the end of the runway. Let's get this map off. Oh, there we go.
2 Sierra, Papa, gate, taxi via 27.
Right, let's get our taxi lights on. Let's get our strobe off and our landing lights off. I need a bit of braking because I'm travelling a bit quick. We need to turn off here. Oh god, I need a lot of braking. Lot of braking. Please.
November
there we go.
172 Sierra, Papa. Contact ground on 121.82.
Okay, forgot to read back a transmission there.
121.82. November 172 Sierra, Papa.
Okay, let's contact ground.
Ground, November 172 Sierra, Papa.
And then we're just going to follow this yellow line through into where we're supposed to park. Well, it does look like where we're supposed to be going is inside of a FedEx plane. Which, I mean, I don't really want to go in there, but you know, whatever. And I'm not sure if Xplane will have licensed the FedEx logo. All of these logos, would they have gone to the trouble of licensing? I guess they might have done, actually, because they'll use the same license for all of the Xplane games. Right, I'm not going to be able to get to where this is trying to send me, or at least via the route this is trying to send me. So I'm just going to stop here. I'm going to cancel the IFR, and I'm going to close out the air traffic control window. That's going to be it for this flight. Let's recap it. So we took off from Shoreham, Echo Golf Kilo Alpha. We then flew manually for a little bit before being picked up by the air traffic control, and then they routed us up just to the east of Bigging Hill Airport, or Aerodrome, whatever it's called. And then it brought us in on our approach, and then we landed here at Echo Golf Lima Charlie, which is London City Airport. All that's left to do now is switch the aircraft off, which, thanks to a very helpful commenter, I now know how to do properly. So first things first, we'll switch off all the lights. We're then going to turn our avionics off. And then to cut the engine, all we need to do is apply the parking brake. That would be quite useful. Yeah, so to cut the engine, pull the mixture all the way out. That cuts the engine. We can then turn off the magnetos and then get the alternator and battery switched off. And there we go. That's it. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like. If you've got any advice for me, I'd love to know down in the comments. And if you want to see more things like this, you can check the playlist down in the description and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.